So funny when we travel to these countries that we just go with the flow, literally. Often we just follow the people in front of us, and now that we're off at the port, now we just need to get our bearings and figure out where we're going and how to get to the car rental place. Okay, we got our rental car, as you can see, and we're making our
nice
way out of Palermo. Yeah, it is a nice car. What kind is it?
Well, I mean, it's just a Fiat 500, but it's kind of a cool little car.
And it's a stick shift, which we're not all that familiar with. We've driven them before, but it's been several years.
Yeah.
We are Gay and Robert. 5 years ago, we quit our jobs, sold our house and all of our possessions, and began living the dream of traveling the world with only backpacks on our backs. After flying over 300,000 miles and visiting 82 countries, COVID brought us to a screeching halt. True to our fashion, we improvised and bought a brand new van and built it out in just 6 weeks to explore the United States until international travel opens up. Prego! We had a good night's sleep on the ferry last night, and we are about to pull into port here in Palermo, Sicily. So the plan now is to get off the ship and go pick up our rental car at 9 a.m. It's only 7 a.m. Currently, and then from there we're gonna drive on to Trapani, I believe it is, and we're gonna stay in Trapani along the coast for 2 nights, which I think is going to be much needed. I feel like I need to catch up on something. I don't know.
We've been on the go for so long. I mean,
it's not jet lag. Plus, I haven't run for over 2 weeks, and that's not feeling great either. So, really looking forward to being in Sicily, having our own car, and being able to see the entire island of Sicily and soak that all in. So we will see you when we disembark. All right, we are heading off the ferry and into Palermo here to pick up our rental car. I'm trying to go prego. Yeah. So funny when we travel to these countries that we just go with the flow, literally. Often we just follow the people in front of us, and now that we're off at the port, now we just need to get our bearings and figure out where we're going and how to get to the car rental place, which isn't difficult at all because we just use Google. And then Google helps us navigate to where we're going. So we need to make a stop here and check out our phones and see where it is that we need to go from here. One thing Europe is not short of is these grand piazzas and incredible buildings and structures like the one behind me. That is a performing arts theater, which is beautiful. It has a lot of color added to it. That also gives it a lot of character, in my opinion. But most places that you go in Europe, especially the big cities, have these really huge squares, and they call them piazzas, and these great historical monuments in the center square and the fountain. So very interesting always to come to the European cities and see these. Unlike America, Europe is really into gathering and people sitting down for their dinners and their lunches and making time for that. And every place, I shouldn't say every place, a lot of places in the warmer climates, especially in Europe, have all the outdoor seating cafes and gathering places. And so that is one of my favorite things about coming to European countries, because those exist quite a bit everywhere, and you don't see that a lot in America. For one, the weather doesn't allow it in most cases, and it's just not something that is normal in the United States. So always fun to see the different characteristics of different countries, and especially when you come to different cities. So off to get our rental car. It is now 9 o'clock in the morning, and we will see how we do driving in a foreign country. I suspect we won't have very many problems, but you never know. We'll take you along for the drive. Picking up the rental car, trying to figure out where the desk is underground here. So we arrived here on the ferry, and the plan is today we are going to drive along the coast here and all the way over and end up in Trapani, and then make our way back here, and then we will go to Ceraful, Ceraful, and then we are going to drop down to the center, and we will go to Argentino and Ragusa, and then from there we will go over to Cantanilla, where we will fly out. Before we do that, though, we are going to come up to here to Triamoni, and then come back here and fly back to Rome. Okay, we got our rental car, as you can see, and we're making our way out of Palermo. Yeah, it is a nice car. What kind is it?
This is a Fiat 500, but it's kind of a cool little car.
And it's a stick shift, which we're not all that familiar with. We've driven them before, but it's been several years.
Yeah, but they're not too bad. I learned, I think, on a stick shift, so yeah, it's like riding a bike, thankfully.
And driving the car isn't a problem. It's that you're just in, a foreign country and unfamiliar. But as many of you know, we've driven tuk-tuk across India, so I think we can handle the car in Sicily.
A little easier.
So we are going to make our way to Trapani. It's about an hour and a half to Trapani, but we're going to take our time along the coast, and we will take you with us. Well, we arrived at our destination right on the ocean front. Oh my God, look how clear the water is. Our hotel is in this direction. This will be a great place to go for a run. Parking's quite expensive here. 10 cents an hour.
There's a euro back there an hour.
Oh, really?
But yeah,
10 cents an hour. So we're just going to use this little ticket machine, and then we will give it back to our hotel, and then they'll reimburse us for that 10 cents an hour. So
10 cents.
It's going to cost us some money for sure. So we're going to download the app. Easy Park app. And we're in a big parking lot. So no problem finding parking right along the ocean here. And now we're gonna head on in and get a bite to eat because our room is not ready yet, and so I am starving.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. It sound right, boys.